What's up, guys? If you want to see my detailed eyebrow tutorial, keep on watching. You're going to need an eyebrow pencil, some concealer, a couple of makeup brushes, one to carve out your brows, and the other fluffier one is going to blend out the concealer. You're also going to need some eyebrow gel and some makeup wipes. As you can see, my eyebrows are not done, but first we're going to take that makeup wipe and we're going to wipe through our brows to remove any dirt or oils that might be there. I forgot to mention powder in the beginning of the video, but yeah, you will need a little of that just to put through your brows to remove any oil so we can have a nice, smooth, dry surface for our eyebrow application. Now going in with my Benefit brow pencil. This is in the color number 4. I'm going to just spoolie out my eyebrows just to make sure I have the shape. Now I'm going to begin to draw a line underneath. Like I said before, my brows are not done, so I'm kind of remembering my eyebrow shape since it's not really there anymore. But yeah, I'm just going to carve out the bottom and get the desired look that I want. Then I'm going to go on the top and also carve it out to get the desired shape that I want. And I make sure I concentrate on the tail because when my eyebrows are not done, it's kind of not there. So I'm just drawing it to my liking. Now I'm going to take my brow pencil and I'm going to draw hair-like strokes very gently through the middle of the brow. I made sure this clip was not sped up so you can see just how precise I am when I do this step. I don't want my eyebrows to look like Crayola. If you take the pencil and just shade them in like you're coloring a coloring book, that's what they're going to look like. And they're going to be too dark and not as neat. So you want to use little bitty strokes just to make sure they match the hairs and the way that your natural hair grows. And every once in a while, you want to take that spoolie and just brush out the pencil. You're seeing me right here move towards the front of my brow, but what you won't see me do is go all the way to the front of my brow. That is how you get boxy brows, and that is what we do not want. So I'm just making sure I have those hair-like strokes from about the middle to the end in the tail, and we're not touching that area right there. I'm going to play with the tail just a little bit just to make sure it's the shape that I want and make sure there's no gappy spots in the middle. But you do want a faded look in the front, and in the next clip you'll see how I get that desired look. Okay, so now you're going to see me place my spoolie in the middle of my brow and just brush towards the front. This is going to move some of that pencil to the front to get that faded look that I was speaking about earlier. And that's really all you need to do to the front of your brow. I'm just filling in a little bit just to get another little bit of tint towards the middle. But so far, so good. That's all you need to do. You do not need to draw really heavy strokes to the front, like I said before, because you do not want that boxy look. Okay, so moving on to concealer. I'm going to go in with my Luxie brush, and I think it's my Luxie 246 brush. I'm not sure, but it is my favorite brush to use. And I'm going to take some of my LA Pro Girl concealer, but I must warn you that in the middle of this clip, I'm going to end up switching to my Pretty Vulgar concealer because I thought that this LA Pro Girl concealer was in the shade Toast, but I actually picked up the shade Dark Cocoa. I have so many, I thought that this was the one that I've been using, but I'm going to realize in the middle that it's a little too dark. It looks like it's my shade actually while looking at the video, but in person it's actually pretty dark. It sets to be pretty dark, and you don't want to use a dark concealer under your brows because it will not make it pop. And I mean, who wants that? Nobody wants that. But yeah, keep on lining the bottom. Make sure you're hiding any of those hairs because my brows were not done. So you want to make sure it's nice and clean. Oh yeah, so here I am switching to the other concealer that matches my skin better. And as you can see, it is more highlighted, and that's exactly what we want. Just make sure it's clean and make sure it's straight and uniform. Now I'm taking a fluffier brush and I'm just going to blend out that concealer so everything will match. You don't want to leave the concealer up there too long and not blend it because it's going to be harder to blend the longer you leave it on. So I usually do it as soon as I'm done. Right here, you're going to see me line the top. I do not go all the way to the front of my brows at first. I start in the middle and make sure the tail is nice and straight and how I want it to be. And then I'll lay my brush flat at the beginning of my brows, and then I'll blend it all together as you'll see in a moment. Now I'm taking the fluffy brush and I'm going to blend out the concealer, and I'm also going to put it through the front of my brows just to make sure everything is nice and is the same color. And I'm taking my spoolie and just blending it out. Okay, so moving on to the next brow, I wanted to make sure I recorded doing both brows so you can see the difference in the way that I do them. If you never heard anybody say brows are sisters, not twins, then you're going to hear me say it because my brows grow different. They just do their different shapes. One has more hair in the front than the other, and this is the struggle brow, I believe. And also, I'm right-handed, so when I do this brow, it's further away from the right side, so it's harder for me to draw. But I always get it done. I just want you to see the repeated steps on the other side, just in case you're somebody thinking, wow, I can do one brow really good and the other not really good. I'm also that way, but the concealer helps me a lot to fix those problems. If you make a mistake, just take your eyebrow pencil and go back and refill the spots that you messed up on. Now I'm taking my brow gel. This brow gel that I use is called the brow gel. This is a tinted one. You can get clear ones if you don't want to use one with tint in it. But I use this just to make sure my real hair is set into place and that it won't move. And this helps the brows to last all day. So yeah, that's my brow tutorial. I thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And come back next week for another new video.